The gun fires, 50,000 eyes lock onto the track, and a 21-year-old girl from a small district in rural Jamaica starts running the race of her life. She is already the world leader coming in. She is already the collegiate leader. She has already been unbeaten all season in this event. But nobody in that stadium at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon is truly prepared for what is about to happen. When she crosses the finish line, the scoreboard shows a number that makes the crowd erupt. Reporters scramble, coaches grab each other, and the woman who just ran that race looks up at the board, and for a few seconds, her face shows the same disbelief that everyone else is feeling. What you just witnessed was the fastest 400 meters any college woman has ever run in the history of the event. Her name is Dejanea Oakley, and if you have not been watching what she has been doing this season, you are about to understand why the entire track world is talking about her right now. But here is the thing that makes this story so much more interesting than just a race. 1 year ago, she was the runner-up. She stood on that same track, ran hard, and watched someone else win. So what changed? What does a person do differently in 12 months to go from second place to history books? To answer that, you have to go back to the beginning. Dejanea Oakley was born on July 4, 2004, in the Colonel's Ridge district of Clarendon, Jamaica. Clarendon is a parish about an hour south of Kingston. It is not a city. It is the kind of place where people know their neighbors, and the main road cuts through farmland. It is not the kind of place that produces world-class athletes on paper, but Oakley went to Clarendon College, which is exactly the kind of school that does. Clarendon College is one of the most decorated track programs in Jamaican high school athletics. Oakley did not just attend. She won the ISSA Grace Kennedy Girls Championship back-to-back as a junior and a senior. That competition is not a regional meet. That is the Jamaican National High School Championship, where the best young sprinters on the island compete every year. She won it twice. She was also representing Jamaica at the Carifta Games, and finished 5th in the 400 meters at the 2022 World Under-20 Championships in Cali, Colombia. She was a teenager. Being promising in Jamaica is not the same as being elite. The country has produced Olympic champions, world record holders, and some of the most feared sprinters in the history of the sport. The standard is genuinely different. Oakley was good enough to earn a scholarship to the University of Texas, where she started her college career in 2023. At Texas, she ran both the 200 and the 400 meters and started stacking up results. She won the Big 12 Indoor 400 title in 2024. She won the Outdoor Big 12 200 title that same spring. She was improving every season, but she also knew something was missing. In her own words, she said she felt like Texas was not giving her enough sprint-specific work to keep her top-end speed alive across the full lap. She described herself as a sprinter first, someone built for speed, not endurance. And she felt like her development had stalled because of it. So she made a decision that athletes with her profile rarely make. She entered the transfer portal. She moved to the University of Georgia. That is where everything changed. Georgia's program under head coach Carol Smith-Gilbert is built around one idea: go out fast, stay fast, and hold it. The training is specifically designed to develop athletes who can carry their sprint speed through the second half of the 400 meters instead of just surviving it. For Oakley, that style was the exact answer to the question she had been asking for 2 years. Within one season at Georgia, she was already running times she had never been close to at Texas. Her first NCAA final at Georgia came in 2025. She was sharp, she was in form, she ran 49.65 seconds and finished second. The winner took the title and the record. Oakley went home with a runner-up medal and a very specific score to settle. She spent the next 12 months quietly becoming one of the most dangerous quarter-milers on the planet. The 2026 season started with a statement in the Indoor Championships, where she won the NCAA Indoor 400 title in 50.47 seconds, a Jamaican national indoor record. Then in May, at the SEC Outdoor Championships, she ran 48.92 seconds to win her first SEC Outdoor individual title. That time put her second on the all-time collegiate list, 0.03 of a second behind the NCAA record, and made her the world leader for the outdoor season. When she looked up at the scoreboard after that SEC race, her face showed pure shock. The video spread across athletics accounts and sports pages within hours. She said later that she got turned into a meme because of her reaction. She also said she got so many messages that it felt overwhelming. But she was not done. She stayed undefeated in the 400 meters all season long. Every round of the NCAA championships, she moved through with calm and control because she already knew what her body was capable of. She had seen it in practice. She had run it at SECS. The only thing left was to do it when the stakes were highest, June 13, 2026, Hayward Field. Final of the women's 400 meters. The previous NCAA record was 48.89 seconds, set in that exact same stadium just 1 year earlier by Nikisha Price, also Jamaican, also one of the most decorated collegiate sprinters of her generation. Price's record had stood for 12 months, and it was considered one of the most impressive marks in college track history. Oakley went out the way Georgia trains its athletes to go out. Aggressive through the first curve, controlled through the back stretch, and then she held her form through the final turn, with the kind of physical and mental composure that only comes from months of deliberate, specific preparation. She crossed the finish line in 48.79 seconds, personal best, world lead for the outdoor season, facility record, meet record, NCAA collegiate record. She took 0.10 seconds off Price's mark, and she moved herself to 13th on the all-time world list for women's 400 meters, a list that includes Olympic gold medalists and athletes who have competed at 4 world championships. She is 21 years old. She is still in college. The second-place finisher, Madison White of USC, ran 48.97. In almost any other era of the collegiate 400 meters, that time wins the national championship comfortably. On that Saturday night, it was not even close to first. And then Oakley came back later that evening to anchor Georgia's 4x400 relay. Most sprinters save something in a relay anchor after running a record-breaking individual race. She split 48.8, driving hard to lock down another massive performance. But the story of that evening gets even bigger when you zoom out. In a span of 35 minutes at Hayward Field, 3 NCAA records fell. Oakley ran 48.79 in the 400. Her Georgia teammate Adija Hodge ran 21.68 to break the collegiate 200-meter record. And Arkansas sprinter Sanu Jallow Lockhart demolished the collegiate 800-meter record with a 1 minute 56.85. 3 events, 3 records, 35 minutes. Eugene has hosted some of the greatest track and field nights in American history. This one belongs in a different category entirely. Georgia won the women's team title with 50 points, ahead of Florida at 43 and Arkansas at 38. It was their second straight outdoor national championship, on top of the 2026 indoor title they had already claimed earlier in the year. Coach Carol Smith-Gilbert became only the second female head coach in history to win back-to-back women's outdoor NCAA championships, and she now holds 4 total outdoor women's crowns, more than any other female head coach in the history of the sport. That program built the environment, but Oakley did the running,